One of the things I discovered, and I did a lot of research on this, I tried to find, were there any clergymen south of New York that had ever attacked Jefferson's religious beliefs? And I have searched high and low, and I found actually none. There was never in his entire lifetime a clergyman that questioned his own religious beliefs. And I found this surprising. I didn't expect that, because especially in Virginia, Jefferson, of course, was known for his leading the effort to disestablish the Anglican Church in Virginia. And of course, there was many clergymen in opposition to that, of course, from the Anglican Church. But yet, I found none that actually attacked him personally, that in any aspect of questioning his personal beliefs at that time. And one of the things that the Great Awakening did was spawned the formation of new independent churches. And that's probably one of the most important facts that I want to introduce this morning, that in this first phase of Jefferson's life, something that most people never hear about. I found only one, maybe two biographies that even mention it, but that Jefferson, just shortly after he wrote the Declaration of Independence, also wrote a document. In fact, it was the leading figure in helping to found a new independent church in Charlottesville. Just 6 months after the Declaration of Independence, he helped draft this founding document of what is called the Calvinistical Reformed Church that met in the courthouse. This probably might be just surprising a lot of people, because later in life he made some very strong statements against Calvinism and Presbyterians, so you almost might think, wow, this almost seems impossible to believe. But it was true. This is something he did at this time that we see in his papers. And Jefferson was, again, the leading figure who was drafted the founding document of this church and put his name first on the list and pledged the most money for the support of the pastor. I want to just read a little bit from this founding document that, from Jefferson's own words, he drafted this document, and this is what it says. "We, the subscribers, desirous of encouraging and supporting the Calvinistical Reformed Church and of deriving to ourselves through the ministry of its teachers the benefits of gospel knowledge and religious improvement, do hereby oblige ourselves, our heirs, executors, and administrators, to pay," the sums that were listed at the bottom there, those amounts. In consideration whereof, we expect that the said Charles Clay shall perform divine service and preach a sermon in the town of Charlottesville on every fourth Sunday or oftener. And we further mutually agree with each other to take care of such books and vestments as shall be provided for the use of our church. Now, again, as I said, unfortunately, this is almost never found in most modern biographies of Jefferson. I think probably it's because of what I would say is the distorted religious image. This doesn't show up because it just doesn't fit the paradigm of many modern historians. They can't imagine this really something that had validity, and so they tend to just simply ignore it. But it's an actual document he drafted. This church began. We have evidence of it because of the sermons that Reverend Clay preached that survived to this day right in that courthouse. It lasted at least 6 or 7 years during the War for Independence. It dissolved after that, and because Reverend Clay moved away, Jefferson went to France, and some of the leading supporters were not there. And so this congregation did kind of slip into oblivion after that, and so often it's ignored. But yet it was the church that Jefferson chose voluntarily after independence from England, when no longer by law you were required to identify as an Anglican and support the Anglican Church through the taxes. This was the first church that we have where Jefferson, completely of his own free will, chose to associate with and support with his finances.